September 19th, 2014, synced with my watch. Tomorrow is the big day. Finally. The recordings here will document the next steps I take as a full-fledged astronaut on the ISS. My mother gave me this voice recorder to collect my thoughts. I've been told I can be pretty scatterbrained at times. I imagine I'll have plenty of time to be up there with my thoughts. Hope it helps. My name is Sam. 33, what a weird way to say that. To no one, now that I think about it. Anyway, I was born on May 12th, 1981, to my parents, Annabelle and Michael Braxton in Florida. I've always been fascinated with space, planets, stars, galaxies, the whole thing. I must have seen the moon landing footage hundreds of times. I've only ever dreamt of being up there to see our planet below, to be closer to the stars, to be in that great big mystery. Others have told me that I've had space on the brain, and I'd agree. I've only ever spent my waking moments in study and classes, earning my doctorate in engineering, my master's in human-computer interaction, picked up a few extracurricular classes and minor agriculture. It was cheap, and Dad insisted, when you get back to Earth, you'll be able to survive out here with your ma and I. Pretty sure you can't grow into them space rocks, Sam. I mean, I know he means well, but this was always my end goal, right up alongside the stars. Who knows? Maybe I'll like it so much I just won't come back. You think there's a seniority line for colonizing the moon? Maybe it'll pay off after I bring back moon potatoes and moon tomatoes and maybe even moon melons. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself, though. I haven't even left yet. Tomorrow, I leave. 0600 on the Hermes 13. I thought they moved on to different names by now. Calling them dragons? What's next, the unicorn? Wow. Mom was right. I'm going to talk this thing down to earth at this rate, by myself even. She made a good call on this. In all hopes, the recorder, my watch, and phone should operate fine up there. Did I set the right date on my watch again? September 19th, 2014. Yeah, okay. Wait, this is... Oh, no, hold on a second. This is my local time. They use universal time on the ISS, and that's 4 hours ahead. And set. I'm going to leave as much room on here as I can to document my space adventure. I can't wait. Next time, in the stars. September 20th, 2014. 20 o'clock hours. Collision date, 01. Communications are down. Spacecraft Hermes suffered impact upon thermosphere entry. Rogue meteors struck the hole and spun Hermes out of orbit to the ISS. Fuel leak sustained. Communication dismantled. The impact threw me with such force my cell phone cracked in two against the hull of my own weight. Moderate wounds taken to head and to right arm. Blood trickles past my temple. The hull appears to be intact, luckily. I continue to spin, out past the edge of the exosphere. And this is what I wanted after all, wasn't it? To be in space? I fought and studied so hard for this, and now this is where it led me. To this exact moment. No. No, it's way too soon to abandon hope. This was recent, and they had to have seen this occur. Help will be sent. I know it. I'm going to continue to believe in that and stay positive. It's not too late for a rescue. You know, it really is a sight to see out here. Surrounded by stars, the earth, a bright blue orb in the distance. This is just a setback. I will recover from this. I'll soak up a whole new adventure. I have a day of rations to get by with. I can make this. I can make this. I will make this. I should get to patching myself up and try to bunker down. The less I consume my resources here, the longer I can stretch this whole thing out. I'll try and rest. Lord knows I could use it right now. September 21st, 2014, 0634, collision date 2. I awake to no further changes. The Earth is much further away now. Optimism remains high, however. Bleeding subsided, and I will continue to rest. September 22nd, 2014, 0312, collision date 3. I consume a quarter of a day's rations, and I struggle to stay asleep at this point, refraining from talking to conserve oxygen. Earth seems extremely far away now, if only a baby blue melon on my horizon. Optimism's still present, but it's fading. I abstain from some much-needed aspirin for my injuries in favor of staying hydrated. I should have been heard or seen something by now. Is no one coming? Is no one able to come? I continue to bide my time and wait. September 25th, 2014, 0617, collision date 6. I finished my remaining rations. Earth is no longer visible at this point. I've spun around and I'm facing away. Water and air continue to be recycled to sustain me. There is no longer any food for me to eat. Hungry though I may be, I try to push this out of my mind. It's not so difficult. My mind races with what will happen with me. Rescue no longer seems likely. I find myself contemplating the inevitable. At this point, do I choose a slow death here? Or do I open the hatch for a quick one? I had to be the one with aspirations in space, didn't I? Spent my whole life getting here. And for what? To have it taken away so quickly? Way to go, Sam. You could have had so many other opportunities. Maybe Dad was right. I should have stayed home and just been a freaking farmer. Mom and Dad, I can't even begin to think what they're going through right now either. They have to know I'm unreachable now. Oh, God, they must be heartbroken. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. You could have had any other son and been happy, huh? Instead, you got stuck with me. With Starbound Sam. You really suck, Sam! Suckiest person in space, that's what you are! Here! You made it! Now you're gonna die and their hopes ends with you, man! Screw you! I'm so sorry. I am. I love you both. I just wanted to chase my dreams and make you proud, you know? Couldn't even do that right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. September 27th, 2014. Time doesn't even matter at this point. 11:45. At least if they'll eventually recover the Hermes, there will be a timeline they can follow, even if, you know, I'm not alive to tell it. Hunger eats at me, and I've been drifting in and out of lucidity. I fear this is the beginning of the end. Once again, I contemplate my options, and I decide that opening the hatch will just expel the contents inside, this recorder along with it. Against my will, I've chosen to stay aboard and to meet my end in the slowest of manners. There are nothing but the light of distant stars out here surrounding me. The feeling, well, it's surreal. I play with the idea that wishing on one of these stars would save me. Give me another chance to actually live life. I wasted so much time looking back. I was never the popular kid. Even as an adult, I should have picked more hobbies, done more things. I should have experienced more. I was so focused on getting away, I never stopped to explore what was already around me. I've never really been hungry like this before. It's rough. These pains, they come and go. Though lately, they've not done a lot of going anymore. September 30th. I feel that this is the end of me. Days have passed, and I only regain lucidity enough to speak now. Looking out, I see shapes and designs I know to not exist. I think I've done alright to last this long. Maybe this is the next adventure in life after all, as I meet the end. Oddly enough, I do seem to see some bright white light. That's said to signal the end, right? Big bright lights. Guess all those accounts were true after all. Strangely, it surrounds all of me in an almost straight column of light. It envelops my cabin. I begin to feel weightless. My eyes begin to adjust, or the light seems to dissipate. On the opposite side of the cabin, I begin to hallucinate. The strangest thing. I see a figure in white, in a flowing robe, floating. An orb of light for a head, surrounded by a ring of marble set in metal rings. Surely this is a dream. Is this what people have said angels to look like? Me? Yes. Yes, I am in need of assistance. Are you here to help? Or are you here to see me off? Please. Please. Help me. You'll help me? Thank you. Conditions? Look, I need the help. Tell me your conditions later. I accept them. If you're truly real and you're not just a hallucination, you are the only one who can save me. October 2nd, 2014, 10:48. Collision date 13. I awake on my feet once more after an intense ride of fever, discussion, and being nursed back to health. I am alone for the moment as my new ward now rests. To the best of my ability, I now record where I am at. I stand, unbelievably so, in a small, quaint home, strapped by bolts and braces to an asteroid, hurtling through space with absolutely no direction in sight. Windows to the universe outside reveal a dome surrounding us, a small garden of crops, and the backdrop of stars. The inside of my new home is many shades of blue, from pastel to royal to indigo and back to cyan. It's very old Victorian. Doilies and lace accompany many bowls and surfaces. A soft swaying clock swings back and forth, recording time on a scale that I haven't quite figured out yet. A couch that's powder blue sits across the wall from me, while I sit at a small table just beside one of the windows. The chair and table a royal blue with a cyan doily. Everything in here is truly blue. I wonder if it means something, interestingly enough, because blue is actually quite rare in nature. Well, this is to be my new home, as I await the reveal of what my new ward has revealed to me as my new life. I am not 100% as to what new things are to come, but these are what I do know. My ward, feminine in voice, refers to herself as the Watcher. Gender is apparently not a construct of their race. However, my classification based on her voice does not bother her, telling me that such a classification helps to communicate between such a vast distance that we as a species are, and would not impose on me in the slightest. What she is, outside of a completely different species, is still unknown to me. As per our exchange earlier on the Hermes, I entered into a contract to escape my previous situation. Well, from this point on, I am now a traveler, and I will find myself on distant worlds and planets across the entirety of space and time as a, quote, friendly face to those that I meet. She was very adamant that I understood this before bringing me here, even more so when I recovered. I understand the words that were spoken to me, but when asking what they meant, she elected to not elaborate, saying, you will understand in time, and I will be here to discuss your new journeys with you when you return. Kind of cryptic in all honesty, but for a direct encounter of the fifth kind, I think things have been going stellar. The Watcher made sure to stress that while she will be here on my return, I am not to disturb her under any circumstance while she sleeps. Mentioning that it had been some extreme length of time since she had last slept, and it would be very detrimental if she didn't immediately. I was shown around her small home, the garden, the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, and the dining room, where I currently sit. She made sure to show me where the appliances and operations were. Everything within here recycles itself, from the air to water. There are solar panels outside, even waste and the crops that have been planted. Right now, I can't be more thankful that I wound up taking agriculture. If only Dad could see where it's being put to use, I'd never hear the end of it. I can't begin to describe the excitement that sparks up inside me seeing everything here. I look forward to unraveling these new marvels that surround me right here, while anticipation drags me down as to what my new role as traveler means. I'm overjoyed to have a new lease on life, let alone to experience it here among the stars and what might be the biggest, greatest adventure any human being has ever been set on. I worry what it all means, what exactly she gets from all this. I mean, the nature of it all is a total mystery, but mostly I'm just glad. I'm glad to be alive. I'm pretty sure I said that at this point, though. One of what may be her many odd quirks was this great fascination with tea. There are many plants here which colorfully stand out in appearance. Perhaps the only things in different color that she harvests and brews her own teas from. There must have been 2 cupboards just stocked with homemade tea bags to the brim. I've got one here, actually. And it is definitely up for new experiences. It smells like burnt sawdust, and it tastes like maybe chamomile mixed with a soy aftertaste. It's pretty bizarre. I'm definitely going to need to finish this for the experience and for sustenance. There's more that I want to record here, plenty of it, but I'm tired. And I am here for the foreseeable future, and because of that, I'll have plenty of time to journal everything. As soon as I finish this cup and shut off the recorder, I'm going to crash on that couch with the pillows and a blanket, both of which are blue, of course. When next I awake, I will be investigating those crops. I was told what they were, but the names mean pretty much nothing to me, as they're not what we call them back home. Watcher has made plenty of soup and what appears to be bean stir-fry for meals, the 2 of which are totally strange combinations to me. Until next time, this is Sam, over and out.